right, episode number 86, Line Basketball Podcast, as Illinois, does what they had to do. And I gave a little bit too much respect to Missouri, but I feel like some of it was warranted given the fact of what they've done last couple of seasons against Illinois. But they're really bad. They're like a D3 team. Let's be honest.
They are not good. Their shooting is horrendous. Their offense is bad. Illinois absolutely dominated them. Almost 88-66. I caught a little flack from you for guessing that, but seemed pretty good.
I felt like Missouri deserved a bit of respect, but I don't know. I knew they were bad. I just didn't. I thought they would show up, which they usually do, and they didn't. But I guess when you're that bad, you can't really show up.
True. Player of the game, we gotta start with the Pog, right? And this is gonna be a weird episode. Woefully underprepared. Holiday season. My family's getting ready to leave for another holiday, so I can't guarantee that the madness at my house isn't going to be in the background. But player of the game, I'm going to give it to Alfonso Plummer. Once again, 22 points, 3 of 5 from 3. Did miss a free throw, so ended that perfect streak. But I believe that, he's amazing. I would love to give it to Kofi. The only reason I'm not giving it to Kofi is because he got blocked, 4 or 5 times again this game. It's starting to worry me once he starts playing, better players. But Brazil or whatever his name is isn't that good, and he kept blocking Kofi. I think 3 times in one possession. So
I feel like that's the only thing that Brazil can do, though, is block shots.
True. He kind of remind me of Coleman Hawkins, to be honest with you.
Except, Coleman Hawkins can't really.
Yeah, you going with Plummer? You gonna go with somebody else?
I mean, I gotta go with Plummer. I would go with Kofi, but it's just like expected for me to double at this point.
Right.
Plummer,
he got 370 double doubles now or something. So
8 for 12 from the field. I feel like that's a little bit absurd. He did miss a free throw, so I feel like we should maybe.
I think you jinxed it during the
dock him a couple points for that. I don't know about that.
Yeah, but Illinois went out. They dominated this game. I think it got close for a little bit in the first half. I think Mizzou went on I can't remember now, 11-2 run or something weird like that. But yeah, Illinois, let's see. Kofi had 25. Grandison, another solid game for him. 9 points, 3 of 5 from 3, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. DeMonte made a 3, so I guess we're happy. 3 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal. I did like Kofi's defense a little bit better than previous. He was sticking his hand out there with some guards dribbling. He got a couple steals, so good for Kofi in that perspective. Frazier, 3 of 7 from 3, 15 points. Another solid game. It's nice that Frazier and DeMonte and Kofi got to bring the bragging rights trophy. That bowling trophy that they get.
Yeah, that trophy's ridiculous. I mean, what are we doing? How can we not have a better trophy for this? There's high school trophies that are better than that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not the greatest. But yeah, I mean, Hawkins played 18 minutes. I don't think he did anything too terrible. He did have 2 turnovers, but nobody, I can't say anybody really played bad, right? I mean, was there anybody that stood out that was bad for you?
Well, if you want to look at the
Payne, right? I mean, Payne is kind of
well, that's every game. Lee was bad in his 2 minutes.
Whoa.
Yep.
Yeah, 1 rebound, 1 turnover. That's true.
Can't have that. And the freshmen were pretty good. I mean, Goody was 0 for 2 from 3, but what can you do?
Yeah.
Melendez, who's apparently like the best player in the Big Ten. He was 1 for 1. So.
Yeah. And I guess Pods played early again.
Very good.
He was the first one off the bench. He had an early 3. It was the only one he took. But
2 for 3 from the field, 3 rebounds, and no turnovers. I feel like you take that.
Yeah. And I think Illinois' defense, I know Missouri is really bad. I think their defense stepped up a little bit this game. They did shut down Pickett, who had been what they call it, a knife in the side, so something in the side,
absolutely,
stick in the side,
thorn.
There, that thing.
Jeez,
he'd been a thorn.
Well, I think Pickett realized that he can't do it by himself.
True,
because that team, outside of really Kobe Brown's really the only good player. But we still think Pickett's pretty good, I guess. I don't know. They're
Yeah.
terrible. I cannot believe that's a power conference team.
6 of 23 for 3 from them. Illinois, once again, 48% from 3. They just have been unreal from beyond the arc. So
yeah, I feel like something's got to give with that. But has the narrative of freshman rankings flipped? I feel like it was Goody, Melendez, Pajimski, and now it's Pajimski, Melendez, Goody.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just freshman woes, right?
I'm just saying, I feel like Pods or Podge, whichever one you want to call him, might be the greatest freshman in the history of the program. So,
some people might have said that he will be the breakout player of the year. So.
Some people did. I'm sure.
I don't have any quotes or anything. Like I said, I'm not really prepared for this. We had to get a show in because I'm leaving on vacation tomorrow.
The game was such a blowout that I feel like.
Yeah, I think I think the only quotes were like every person was super excited, said it was going to be a nice Christmas, blah blah blah. But hey, Illinois won a bragging rights.
Yep,
we're excited, right? You know what? I had like 8 billion friends like go to this game apparently because like everybody saw it's like we're at the bragging rights game. Like, man.
Well, were tickets like the same price as usual or just lower because Missouri's like a D3 team?
I don't know. We talked about it on the things. Warner said it was 10-1 Illini fans there. So
I wouldn't want to go there if I were a Missouri fan either.
True.
How have they won 6 games? I feel like that's a big question. How does a team that looks like that have 6 wins?
I mean, Illinois might just be that good.
But Missouri, I mean, Kansas and Missouri – or Kansas and Illinois, who are Missouri's 2 biggest rivals, quote unquote, both destroyed them.
Yeah.
They lost to Illinois by 25, and they lost to Kansas by what? Like it was
a bunch.
34 or something. I mean, that is embarrassing.
Yeah, 102 to 65.
37.
How about yeah.
37. So 37 plus 25, quick math is
domination.
62. Domination. So Missouri with a slick minus 62 in 2 games against their 2 biggest rivals. Good job by them. I mean, big question is for Missouri, and I don't want to talk too much about them because they're that bad, but I'll just ask you this because it does pertain to Illinois. Will Quano Martin, as we call him, be the head coach at the next bragging rights for Missouri?
Man, I think so. I don't think that Quano is getting fired.
The SEC's good. They're headed towards about an 8-22 season. I mean, it's going to be bad.
I mean, yeah, they're going to be down.
I don't know if he'll be fired. I'm thinking that maybe he pulls a shot.
Last time Mizzou was really, good. I know last year they weren't terrible, but
Kim English.
It's been a minute, right?
I mean, like a decade. There's like a 2011 or 2010 bragging rights where they were both like top 15 or something, or 08 or 09, somewhere around there. But I wonder if Quano pulls a Shaka Smart and takes like a lateral job or a worse job just to get out of there. He knows he's going to get fired.
True. Yeah.
Eventually.
I could see that.
I
definitely see that.
Like, what if – this would be hilarious. What if Bruce Weber retires and Kansas State's like, hey, why not?
Why not?
Screw it.
Try.
Seems like you can recruit, and clearly Missouri's given up on caring about basketball at this point. But I don't know. I mean, what can you do?
Yeah.
I'm gonna find the last time that Missouri was really good. Right here, right now.
Okay.
Live on this program.
Right, live on the pod. Unless you're listening to it later, and then it's not live. So
that would be a fair point. Okay, so 2009 they were 31-7. Illinois beat them by 16 in the bragging rights. So what was Illinois in 2009, I guess, is really the big question. Illinois was 24-10.
Not bad.
2010, they were not that good. 2011, they were not that good. 2012, they were 30-5. They beat Illinois in the bragging rights. Yeah. And this was pretty average since then. I mean, 2015, they were 9-23. I feel like they're headed towards one of those again. Yeah.
I mean, I just hope Illinois stays as good as they are, right?
But that just shows you that –
as we're going to sit here and talk about them. So,
that just shows you that 2015, when Missouri goes 9-23, Illinois only beat them by 3 in the bragging rights. So that shows you that even when Missouri's bad, they still show up. And that was a 19-14 Illinois team under Gross. This team's much better than that. But 9-23, they still showed up for the bragging rights game. This game, they didn't even show up. I mean, it was like, 27-12, and then it was like 27-21. And then after that, it was just over. Illinois went on like a 20-something to 1 run there for a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, it's really not even – can you even call it like a rivalry anymore when one team dominates?
Well, I mean, it's only been 1 year. If this was like the 3rd win in a row. I mean,
No, I'm just talking about like –
not a rivalry
record,
game.
Right?
I mean,
anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. It is, 33-19 or something?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, we don't really have a Packers-Bears situation going on here, but it could be, because I feel like the Missouri's going to have another coach here soon. Maybe not next season, maybe not the season after, but I feel like when it seems like they're putting all their resources in football and still sucking at that, because, the simultaneous gut punch as they lost the game to Army that night, that was pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they're definitely going to make a change. And how many coaches have they had? What is that like? This is their 3rd coach. They're pretty much the same as Illinois, I think. 3rd coach in the last 10 years or something.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. It's 3 or 4. They had, what's the dude's name from Kim Anderson, right? And, or Mike Anderson. Same person. It's the same damn person, okay? He's at St. John's. Frank Haith or Hoth, right? He is there, okay. And then Kim Anderson, and then Quano. So, 4 coaches, but yeah, they stink. I don't know. Illinois is good, I think. So
Illinois is good. I think that Quanzo stays for a little while. I don't know.
If I were him, though, I'd try to get out of there.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to be there. But
what about? Well, you want to talk about terrible resources for a place to go? Arizona State would be horrible, so probably not go there. Bobby Hurley should leave there too. I mean, seriously, they almost had that game canceled because they didn't have running water or whatever. I mean, Jesus.
What are they doing down there?
I don't know, but if Bobby Hurley was smart, he would have taken the St. John's job when he had the chance. But let me just ask you this one. BBV, 0 rebounds in 4 minutes. What's up with that?
It was just it wasn't his game. Sometimes you have off games. You can't hate on it. We got a comment.
Oh, boy.
Player of the game would be
Frazier.
0 turnovers.
Illinois still had more turnovers than Missouri. That is so dumb. Like, what the hell? What are we doing? 15 turnovers.
Did he have 0? I felt like he had.
Yeah, he had 0.
Oh,
Kofi had 2, Granson had 2,
right?
Plummer had 3, DeMonte had 1. The bench was racking them up for how many
I did give Frazier player of the game 2 games ago when he did have 0 turnovers.
Hawkins and Payne with
that.
2 turnovers each. Jesus. Lee with a turnover and RJ Melendez, who apparently, like I said, greatest player of all time. So Illinois doubled them up in threes and had 10 more field goals. I feel like it's pretty hard to shoot 56-48 in field goal and threes against a team that's not Division III. So,
True.
Pretty good.
I mean, Illinois has to be shooting 40-some% from 3 this year, right?
Yeah, they're probably one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the country. I mean, you would think, right? Yeah, they're number 8 in 3-point percentage on KenPom, but I don't think that's the exact percentage because I feel like there's different things that go into that. But here's the teams in front of them in 3-point percentage according to KenPom, which I don't think that's 100% the accurate number. What can you do? Colorado State, who is 10-0. Davidson, who just beat Alabama. South Dakota State, Loyola Chicago, Clemson, Purdue, Massachusetts. So Purdue is the only Big Ten team ahead of them in that. Purdue, who should have lost NC State, but
what's
didn't.
Purdue shooting from 3?
This says 40.4, but I don't think that's 100% accurate.
Dang.
I don't know. But, Illinois is doing what they're supposed to, right?
That's right. Go beat FAMU.
Yeah, the projections on the FAMU game is a 27-point victory. Florida A&M's worse than St. Francis, so I feel like it'd be hard to beat them by 58, but I also think that they need to. It's gonna be it's just hard to keep this shooting up. I don't know. we're going to see. But this is the last game. Get ready for the Big Ten. The Big Ten schedule this year for Illinois starts out pretty fair. I mean, Minnesota, Maryland, Nebraska is a pretty good way to start. I don't think I can handle another BS loss to Maryland, so they got to win that game. But after Minnesota, Maryland, Nebraska, you hope you're 3-0. Then you got Michigan and Purdue. I don't care what Michigan
That's
looks
still
like.
one of those, right? I mean,
yeah, I think that they'll win one of those. I think they might win both. I don't know. This team might win every single game the rest of the season, to be honest. So.
I like it.
But, Michigan is still number 16 on KenPom despite what they've done this year, which is weird to me, but whatever. Illinois is number 14, so.
Yeah, so FAMU, not good, right? I mean.
Worse than St. Francis, yeah.
Worse than St. Francis?
Well, they're ranked 299 on KenPom, St. Francis 252.
Wow.
Let's see what FAMU's done this year. Okay, the two teams they beat were Division III, Lemoyne Owen and Fort Valley State. They lost to Cincinnati by 27. Illinois lost to Cincinnati by 20. So there you go. They lost to Kansas State by 10. Excuse me. Illinois beat Kansas State. So they played both of those teams. Elsewhere, they just really haven't played. I mean, they lost to Miami by 27. That's pretty embarrassing. Miami stinks.
Yeah. So it should be good. Let's just hope basketball's still going on Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that we'll be fine.
It's my biggest worry is everybody's going to come back from the holidays and we're shutting down college basketball.
I feel like we're going to see a scenario where most teams are just going to not test and act like they are at this point, right? I mean, nobody wants to deal with the shutdown again.
Right. I agree.
Especially when you have players who are perfectly fine having to sit out multiple games. I don't see how you don't make a change.
Yeah.
The NFL and the NBA should be the example for everybody. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
So
I don't know either.
I feel like if this season gets canceled, we'll really talk about this, but I don't really want to talk about it.
Right.
Than that.
I agree. Do you think Curbello's back before the Minnesota game?
No.
Okay.
It's hard
He
no.
posted on Twitter. I don't know if you saw it. He said something about thanks. It's been hard. Hold on.
I'm reading it.
You can read it on. He said, "Merry Christmas. This has definitely been one of the hardest times in my life. Not being able to be out there hurts, but my brothers have been able to pick me up and keep a smile on my face. Love you all, my brothers."
I don't know if he's going to be back ever.
You think?
I looked at an NBA top 60 for the draft, and he's like 41st still, which I don't understand.
They got a lot of – I don't know. I don't see that. He was out in an Uber at 3 a.m. after the Mizzou game, so
that's good.
Whatever that means.
Well, I mean, he's probably 41st because they probably don't care as much about turning the ball over in the NBA.
That's true.
Kofi's not on there, which isn't surprising because if he's over the age of 21, then it's pretty much undraftable at this point in the NBA. So.
I mean, are we going to get another year at Kofi?
I feel like why not?
Like at this point, I mean, is there any reason for him to move on?
I don't know. I heard Trace Jackson Davis is better than him, so
That's true.
I cannot believe that people think that.
That's true.
Well, let's look at stats. Okay, Kofi's averaging 21 and 12, and he's not playing a bunch of bums like Trace Jackson Davis has played. Oh, why don't we look at the history of the two players head-to-head over the last couple of seasons? Like, that's been close. Trace Jackson Davis is averaging 19 and 8. Kofi has more points per game, more rebounds per game, and he's not playing UNC Asheville or barely beating Nebraska or barely beating Notre Dame. I mean, come on, people, wake up. Jesus.
What's Trace Jackson Davis's rank in the NBA?
I mean, he shouldn't be ranked at all in anything. I mean, he should be the number one pick in like the G League or something, if that. I mean, seriously, the guy's a joke. Let's see here.
Draft room says
52 here.
52.
If you look at other Big Ten players, just to give this a peek, Jaden Ivey, number 4. Keegan Murray, number 7.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's still overrated a little bit, but I do think that he'll be
tall,
athletic.
Yeah.
I mean,
he'll be good.
He's barely averaging more points.
I don't know if he's lottery good, but I mean, if Iowa wasn't lottery good or even first round good, I don't know how Keegan Murray is. But
well, hey, think about this, man. Think about this. You ready to think about it?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, he was able to put up 24 points against Longwood and 25 points against UMKC and 27 points against North Carolina Central, 26 points against Alcorn State, 29 points against a terrible Western Michigan team. I mean, seriously, how big of pussies are these Big Ten coaches with these schedules? I mean, my God, it's ridiculous.
They want to look good, man.
Indiana and Iowa have played jokes of schedules.
Yeah.
It's a joke. And wow, congrats to Trace Jackson Davis for putting up 43 points against Marshall. God, that is so impressive. It's embarrassing. Marshall, wow, they got a good team.
Steve says if Kofi makes enough money in NIL, we might get him for 2 more years if he can make more money here in the pros. I agree.
Well, I don't know if you're counting this year as that.
Go out and buy his jerseys. Well, I mean, don't they get an extra year? Like Grandison can come back supposedly next year.
None of this makes sense. I don't even really want to talk about it.
Yeah, it hurts my head to think about. But, yeah, Kofi might be playing until he's 30 at Illinois. You guys don't know.
Hey, Trace Jackson Davis people, hey. Remember on December 26th, 2021, 1 year ago to this day, when Illinois bent Indiana over, he had 11 points on 3 of 13 shooting, but he's so good. I mean, he's just so good. Anyone who thinks Kofi's not the best player in the Big Ten is a moron. And the only person that's even close this year, in my opinion, is Trevion Williams.
Yeah.
So I don't see this Trace Jackson Davis propaganda.
For some reason, Matt Painter wants to bring him off the bench.
Well,
he apparently doesn't think he apparently doesn't think he can win tip-offs. Is the only reason I can think of why he brings him off the bench.
Also, real quick, elsewhere in the Big Ten, E.J. Liddell, 29, Max Christie from Michigan State, 31, Caleb Houston, 32. So that's just those two being 31 and 32, despite the fact that they really haven't done a ton at Michigan or Michigan State this season, just shows you that there's like a bias of, oh, you're a former 5-star and you're a freshman.
Yeah.
It's stupid. Bryce McGowan's is also 33, another freshman. So 3 Big Ten freshmen ahead of anybody really for doing nothing. Zach Edey, 45. Curbelo, 48. Curbelo, 48. Trevion Williams, 49. Like I said, Trace Jackson Davis is a loser, 52. Ron Harper Jr., 56. And that is it. So, yeah. I mean, it's
did you throw a prediction out for FAMU?
Illinois 140, FAMU 72.
Okay.
No, I'll say like 98 to 60.
I agree. That's my pick too.
38-point win. 98, 60. Get the job done. I'm not even going to
bet the over, whatever it is.
That's a tough one. So this is an 8 o'clock game, Wednesday, December 29th, Big Ten Network.
I'm going to be in Missouri. I hope they got the Big Ten Network.
Last game of the calendar year, and I don't know. I mean, what can you do?
And then we start Big Ten playing.
Do you think how many issues do you think Illinois is going to have to deal with in terms of postponements this season?
I don't know.
I feel like one's going to pop up at some point. I don't know when. I feel like this game would be one that makes sense for it to happen just because of FAMU being not a big school, but also some of the smaller schools aren't really doing any testing. So I feel like, or if they're doing very minimal testing.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to happen. There's no doubt that it's going to happen. I'm not going to worry about it until it happens. So
is January 17th a holiday, Monday? January 17th?
It's Martin Luther King Day.
Okay, I figured it was something like that because Illinois plays at 11 a.m. on a Monday. Jesus.
Purdue at 11 a.m.
That's got loss written all over it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they got to win the Michigan game. So,
well, Michigan's a Friday night game. Illinois in Friday night games, you look at the history, they beat Iowa on a Friday night in January last season.
It's home. It's sold out crowd.
Friday nights this season, they beat the piss out of Arkansas State with their loser coach. They almost lost to UTRGV, but they won. They killed Rutgers. Those 3 Friday night games off the top of my head right there.
Yeah.
So,
and if you are, I don't know, like a lot of people don't know this information or they haven't been paying attention. If you are going to an Illinois home game, you do have to have a vaccine card or a negative test. If you're over the age of 12, just so you know that, so you don't get turned away at the door. And I feel like Illinois doesn't put that out there very well. So my sister's going to a girls' game. I don't know if they're going to require it for that, but they had no clue. So,
well, 12 years old is still more reasonable than like 5 years old or whatever it is in Chicago. So
yeah, I agree.
There you go. Okay, I guess that's going to do it for us. I guess we'll when do they play Minnesota? What's the date on that game?
Sunday. So
is that the second?
The second, yes.
I mean, I guess we'll figure out how to do a podcast. When's that? What time is that game? That's the big
5 o'clock.
We could probably do the thing on that day. I don't know.
Yeah, like a pre-show.
Yeah, we'll probably do that. All right, that'll be episode 87. This one was 86, I think. Illinois beating the piss out of Missouri and better beat FAMU. So
yeah, Happy New Year. We'll see you next year, I think. So
we'll see you in 2022.